there go Amazon. They need to be stopping over here. Oops.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the journey back from domestic violence. This is your girl, author Erica. I have my good friend and founder of Quality Day Foundation, Kim, on the line with me today. Kim, thanks
Hey.
for tuning in with us and sitting down talking to us about your organization. How you doing
Thank
today?
you. That's a trick question, but I'm good though. Thank you.
No, that's not a trick question.
Not
So
a trick one.
we're gonna get this interview started.
Okay, that sounds
So,
thorough.
in your own words, define domestic violence. Not what's the definition.
I don't know what the Western definition is. I don't know what that definition is.
Kim definition.
Okay, so what I think domestic violence is, honestly, in the beginning of all this, I thought domestic violence was physical. If you had some type of bruise, you know, in black and white, I mean, not black and white, bruise, marks, stabbed, anything like that, that's what I thought domestic violence was in the beginning until I really got into it to go, ah, domestic violence is just not physical. You have the mental, you have the financial, you have the sexual, you have the emotional.
Right.
And then when you sit back and you analyze yourself, ooh, which is hard to do, but once you analyze yourself, then you start to wonder, was I ever in a domestic violence situation and
Right.
didn't know that
Yes.
I was?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can say honestly, about 95% of us have been in a domestic violence situation and didn't know that we were
Right.
because they didn't, physically harm us.
Right. And because that's what we think domestic violence is, physical abuse. It's
Hmm.
mental, like you said, financial, and some of us in one way or another. In any
Hmm.
relationship we was in, we was into some type of domestic violence, which is true. And I'm
Right.
glad that you touch on that point because there's a lot of people out there just think it's physical abuse. It's not. It's mental.
Hmm.
I learned that it was financial abuse. I didn't know that it was financial abuse. So that was something that I didn't know. So it's always good that you learn different things about domestic violence, and that's why a lot of us as females and males we get the misconstrue about domestic violence. So it's plenty of ways that you're being in a not only just being punched up against the wall or whatever, it's the mental.
Hmm.
So why do you think some victims stay with their abuser or they return back to their abuser?
Well, what I come across is we love them. I feel like that I can. We're going to talk about the female to the male. I
Right,
mean, men are abused too, but we're going to
right,
talk about the female to the male. Um, because she loves him and she feels that she can change him or she can fix him. She, depends on how long they've been together, know that he's had this, crazy, childhood. And I know your mom or your dad wasn't in your life. And,
right,
I know I could be that, shero for you.
right.
So that's where it comes from is, well, I love him. I know he loves me. And, we could fix this. We could do this together because teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
Not all the time, but not in that situation. But
Right.
teamwork makes the dream work. They go back, especially if it's a woman that he has took total control
Hmm.
over everything. So she has no money. She has no car. She has nothing. We go back because now I might be living on the street or I'm in this shelter and I'm just not getting what I need. So, or we have kids and my kids is missing their father. So since the kids is missing their father,
I must stay.
I must stay.
Right. And I'm gonna stay for the kids because I
Mhm.
think, as like you said, we can work this out. I can
Mhm.
make, I could change him, and every
Mhm.
relationship, even not with a domestic violence, just with a regular relationship, us women, we tend to try to change the man.
Yes.
And I think even with men stay because they don't want to shame the girl. So I have heard that a lot too. That I talked to this guy. He was like, he was in a domestic violence relationship, and he didn't want to tell on her because, as he called, they were shitting on her. You done got hit in the head with a pipe. So I mean, how you? But they are, and then they are ashamed, of what
Mm,
they go
yeah.
through.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what quality they have you experienced dealing with any men, other than women?
Yes.
Okay,
I've
tell us
had
about that experiment with the men.
yeah, I've had actually two men that has come to me um trying to figure out an out. Again, they have kids,
Mm,
and if you listen to their background, my father wasn't there for me, and I vowed that I would never do what
leave.
my father did to me to my kids. So I figure I just have to take it. And she's the mother of my child, and and it's a lot of shaming because well, men are supposed to be tough and we don't take no shit and blah
Right.
blah blah. But some men are not raised to be,
Tough.
I'm not gonna put my hand on a woman, period. Now she might be crazy, but I'm not gonna put my hand on her because I know if I put my hand on her, what's that really gonna do? And what I'm trying not to do is one, go to jail. Two, I've worked so hard to be where I am today, and then I'm gonna let you or allow you to run that for me.
Gotcha. That's understandable.
Hmm.
From your dealing with women's and men, as do the abusers show signs, warning signs when they're in these relationships?
We ignore the signs. Yes, you know, let's just go back from, he cheated on me.
Okay.
That's a sign. Why did he cheat on you? Especially when you know that you've done everything possible to make sure that you guys were good.
Right.
So, and then he starts coming in and talking crap to you or telling you, well, because we don't have this and because we don't have that, this is why I went out and cheated. That's a sign that he doesn't respect you, nor does he love you.
Right.
That's just my opinion, especially with the love part. They can sit there and say they love you, but a man don't love you if he's out here cheating on you. A man don't love you if he's out here, beating on you. He don't love you because that's not love.
No. Love should not hurt.
Period. And then, somewhere in there, somebody needs to change the narrative. I mean, you might have seen it at your grandma's house, your daddy's house, your mama's house, somebody's house. But my thing is, but you're grown now.
Right.
You have to take your own responsibility. So
Gotcha.
you need to change that narrative because that's not, how it's supposed to go. Because you're not the
But
father and you're not your mother.
right, and sometimes it's hard for some women. It's hard to change the narrative because that's all
Hmm.
they see. And
Hmm.
at some point, we kind of adapt to what we see. We kind of adapt to our situation. So, what
Hmm.
suggestions do you have as far as trying to change that narrative?
When you see the signs, one, speak on it. Um, And if another red flag comes up, you need to address it. As in, if you speak on it and that didn't do anything, the next time it needs to be something drastic to where you catch their attention. I'm not saying going upside nobody's head now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you need to do something to get their attention. And then if that don't work, honey, you need to leave because you have to love yourself more than you love that man.
Exactly. And sometimes and that comes back to what us women's as self-esteem problem.
Hmm.
We go
Hmm.
through self-esteem whereas, oh, I'm too fat, so I'm just gonna stay here, or I'm not
Hmm.
pretty enough because of
Hmm.
the way. I want to say society is that if you're not a
Yes.
two, you're not cute. Or if you
Mhm.
don't have eyelashes or you don't wear fake this, you're not cute. Or if you don't have a big butt, you still not cute. I mean, me myself personally, I'm a thick girl, and I still think I'm cute. So, we do have to, in a lot of ways, we do have to change the narrative on some ways.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have people that's in domestic violence that you didn't see this in your household.
Mhm.
So, how do you address that? Even if the girl come from two-parent background home, and their parents are getting along, teamwork make the dream work, they never do this, and they still
Mhm.
end up in a domestic violence relationship. What do you have to tell her in that instance?
It goes back to the self-esteem, just like you said,
Yes.
because if you didn't if you didn't see it, what makes you think this is okay? Because he told me that he loved me. Say for instance, so I have this friend, won't say her name, but I have this friend who swore up and down that she's not in a domestic violence situation. But every time they get into an argument or something that happened, of course, people put their business on Facebook, Instagram, things
Exactly.
like that. But if you pay attention to it, a few days later, she didn't put the business out, and then it's like these subliminal messages. So if you don't know her,
You'll think
you
everything
don't know
cute.
what it is. Right. But then a few days later, all of a sudden, you went from this Walmart chick to a Gucci chick. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
And that's how they close your. That's the way that they close your mouth to make you think it was
Yep.
okay. I'm sorry, but here's a gift.
Yep.
Me myself
Hmm.
personally, I have had a guy to do me that of saying, okay, we talking about this situation, we having a fight, but then you say, oh, here's a purse. I don't want
Hmm.
no damn purse. I want to talk about the
Hmm.
situation at hand. But
Right.
some girls don't have that. We have
Hmm.
to kind of embrace ourselves because some of us still don't have that thing of looking at that Gucci bag and say, I want that, but
Hmm.
some of them still do take it, and we don't knock you for that, but we
Hmm.
have to do a
I
little
do.
bit better.
I do. Because he just paid for his apology. Because his apology really didn't mean shit. He told you he was sorry, but that didn't stop him. Now, did it? It just got you a Gucci wallet or a Gucci purse. But what did it do? What did it
Nothing,
do for you on the inside, though? What did it
nothing,
do for you in your brain, in your mind? What did it do for you? It didn't do
nothing.
nothing for you. Okay, I'm wearing this. I got this, and that means what to
It
who?
only healed that pain. It only healed that at the moment situation. It didn't heal
Yeah.
nothing else. It only sufficed just at the moment because the next 5-10 minutes, what we gonna do then? We're
Hmm.
gonna get back. We're gonna get better and buy a house, to solve that problem. And it's just crazy that we do fall for that thing
Hmm.
that they do. That little thing that they do all the time. Even
Hmm.
like Betty Rice said, he come home and bring you flowers. You know good and damn well you ain't this.
Right.
So
So what did you? So what you been out there doing?
thank you.
Mm.
So next thing. Do the LGBT community experience domestic violence?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about that.
My first person actually was a trans.
Okay.
So it's the LGBTQ
Cute.
plus community.
Oh, so plus.
So
Okay. Okay.
yes. Um, so yes, they do. Now, when you go Google all these statistics, I'm gonna be honest with you, these statistics are incorrect. Um, and if you look at any of the dates, all the dates is from like 2017, 2018. We in 2020. I need something that's more accurate.
Okay.
And in all actuality, when you go into a shelter, they're not asking you what's your sexual orientation. They're asking you, are you a male or a female?
Right.
That's it. Now they're some of them now are asking male, female, or trans.
Okay.
So then if you put trans, they want to know you're male to female, female to male. So it just depends, on
the
But
situation.
it just kind of depends on the situation. But mainly, there's no really, clear statistics that say, 50% of LGBTQ plus community, are, more prevalent now. I can say because I know quite a few people in the LGBTQ community that, and I can speak on it. Um, had been in a relationship 2 weeks. They done moved in with each other. They love each other. We get ready to buy a house, all in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. And then next thing something didn't go right, and they laying hands on each other. That's accurate.
Okay.
But then what do you do?
You done bought this house together.
Exactly. Now what do you do? So some stay. Majority of them stay.
Okay.
And then they always have that, stereotype. Well, we just fall in love, after 2 days, and they my best friend, and we doing this, and then 2 weeks later. I mean, it's a little bit different
Okay. Now,
from. Go ahead.
hey, now let me ask you this: is it harder to get help for the LGBTQ plus community than the heterosexual, or is about the same on getting them help?
I mean, people shouldn't be looking. I personally don't think so. I mean, unless you just out here walking in the door talking about, well, I'm gay and I need this. They not looking at that. They shouldn't be, because if they is, that's discrimination.
Right. Hmm.
I look at you as, when you walk in here, if you present yourself as a male, then that's how I perceive you. You're a male, then that's what it is. And then, okay, what's your age? What's your name? And that's it. I mean, I help any and everybody.
I
I
mean,
don't
I'm
have
talking about as far as like if it had to go to court or you had to get legal help, is it harder to get legal help and going through court with the
mm-mm.
community, or is
It's
it about the
no.
same?
Honestly, it's about the same. It's so many, advocates, and there's so many, services just for, the LGBTQ community. So, I think it's the same. I don't
Okay.
think it's any difference at all.
Is it possible that a abuser could change?
That's a tricky question. Sorry, my leg was falling asleep.
That's okay.
That's a trick question.
Okay.
And the reason why I say it's a trick question, because you'll have some people that learned their lesson and they
Uh-huh.
won't do it again.
Right.
But then you have some people that keep doing it. Now, the ones that keep doing it,
They're not
they
gonna
sit up
change.
and they're not going to change. That's just who they are. That's their makeup. When you sit up here and listen to, people tell you their stories, I mean, that's a sign there. Pay attention to it.
Right. Mm.
Um, but I mean, I kind of straddle the fence. I don't want to say no, they all don't, but I know you can have one or two that might have a little bit, that might try to do something, and then when you sit down and have a heart to heart conversation, this is not what I see for our future.
Hmm.
This needs to change, and if this don't change, then our relationship is over. So, is it a possibility? Yeah, but I think it's a 50-50.
So is it fair to say that even though we may be trying to get help for some of our victims, maybe some of our abusers need help. Maybe it's that they seen this in their household, and that's why they feel like
Hmm.
it's okay to do what they do. So is it fair to say we need to also look at getting help for the abusers?
Yes, but the abuser have to understand that they need help. That's what we run into a lot, because a lot of them don't think ain't nothing wrong with me. Well, just the stigma of itself of me trying to get help, or I need therapy. I don't need no therapy. You know what I'm saying? But that's a man thing though. I
Right.
don't need no therapy. Men. If you listen to the older generation, then men that do therapy are weak.
Okay.
No, you're weak if you're sitting up there putting your hands on a woman. You're
You're
weak,
weak.
because
Exactly.
all that frustration that you have, go down the street and find Leroy and put that on Leroy and see what happens. Because Leroy gonna give it back to you.
Right.
the way you giving it to
To
him.
him.
But I,
Exactly.
on the other hand, can't give it to you
No.
like that.
Because women's are not built to fight men.
Exactly.
So I think, even I think that I want to say that some men can change, some men do accept their accountability on their part, and some are
Mhm.
just ignorant. And when you start talking about therapy for some men don't like
Mhm.
going to the hospital when they need to. But therapy, they think that's like you said, you're weak. And I think that's in when we talk about therapy in the black community, period, they don't believe in therapy because they never was taught that. And
Right.
our parents' time, therapy was
Okay.
talking to the pastor or someone older in the family. So
Right.
that's something that most abuser and victims need to look at too. Going to therapy because therapy do help. You have to
Mhm.
you have to talk through those issues and get somebody outside of your home, the
Right.
church, somebody that don't know you and gonna have a like just a mutual agreement. Don't know nobody, just listening to the whole situation.
Mhm.
So my thing is next. Let's talk about quality dating. Let's talk about the service and different things that quality date offer to our victims out there.
Okay. So we offer, um, we do an intake. So you have counseling. We do group therapy. We also have emergency housing. We are in the process of working on transitional housing. So trying to find a old facility and rehab it, or building a new one. But I kind of want an old one and just kind of rehab it and do it my way. So that, and we get bus passes. We paid for, train trips and bus trips to a different state for someone. We provide food. Once you get into the program, we do offer childcare and job placement
Okay.
as well.
So what's the new project that quality they working on now for our victims of domestic violence?
Right now, we have what we call the individual woman, which we're raising money for. Um, since this October, and we're dealing with breast cancer and domestic violence. I've actually had a couple of ladies that had breast cancer and dealt with domestic violence as well.
Wow.
So we're raising money to help pay their medical bills, provide them food, hygiene products, and um, we're doing spa days. So we actually had our first one last, what's today, Monday? We had our first one Friday.
Okay.
So we took a young lady. She wanted a manicure and a pedicure, and that's all she wanted. And we did that. So we sat there, we sipped a little, well, I had Sprite, but she had wine. But she had wine. Are we kidding right now? Oh, hopefully y'all can't hear that. I'm sorry. But we it was like a girls' day. We
Okay.
sat there, we had conversation. It was good conversation, and after that, we grabbed something to eat, and I took her home. And it was a great experience, and that's something that I'm trying to do. Every Friday or Saturday. Through the month of October. I don't want to do just one. I want to do several women, but we need to get the funds up to do that.
Right. How can people donate to the Invisible Woman?
Um, you would ask me that. We're using the platform Kindest, so KINDEST.com, and you just have to type in the Invisible Woman, and it should pop up, or maybe you have to type in Quality Day Foundation. I don't have like the correct URL for
Okay.
it,
We could just
but
post it up too.
yeah, it's through Kindness. I'm using that platform to see, because it shows different tiers. So, $25, tells you what $25 cover, tells you what $50 cover,
Gotcha.
things along those lines. So, we're raising money to keep doing that for October. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do for Christmas. Because, I look, Christmas is my time of the year.
Yes,
So
I
I got
love
to figure out,
Christmas too.
got to figure out what I'm going to do for Christmas.
What about Thanksgiving?
Okay, well, a turkey here and there, but, other people deal with turkeys. You know what I'm saying? That's not turkey. It's cool. Thanksgiving is not. I like to give.
Christmas.
Thanksgiving is giving, but Christmas is just for me.
So, what else quality do you have going on for the month of
Um,
October for domestic violence?
we have partnered with Be the Purpose, so BEAD, the Purpose, um, on Instagram, not on Facebook, on Instagram. Started October 1st. She got it online. So it's bethepurpose.com. So you could go on there and she makes customized bracelets. Um, so, and then right now for the whole month of October, we are doing a $5, it's called Grab a Bracelet. So for $5, you buy a bracelet and then we'll send an encouraging or inspirational word to you. So let me see if I got one now.
So y'all have to check Kim out on Instagram at Quality D. She have these dope bees that I actually have one myself, and I really love it. I wear it all the time. I like is Quality Day still doing the buy one and give one to the victim?
Yes. So
Okay.
that's the same. So we're partnered with them. So it's still the same thing. You buy one so even if you buy the one that's $5, we still giving one to a survivor. So every woman and men that I'm coming in contact with, I'm giving them a bracelet. And so, like, say for instance, like this one, if you can see, can you see? Lord,
Hmm.
maybe
Right there.
it says,
Show up.
is it backward? Can you see, girl? Is
Yeah,
it backward?
yeah.
Lord,
Go
I'm
back the
sorry.
other way. Show up.
So show up.
Yes.
So this will be like one of the encouraging words, and this one is in silver. So, oh Lord,
What that one
it's
said?
BU.
Okay. Okay.
So this is like pink and silver. So that says BU. Now she just yesterday, girl. Okay, so yesterday she comes to me. She says I have this different idea, and I'm like, okay, what's this different idea? So these are her different ideas.
And what are those?
These are, hold on my camera. These are sterling silver bracelets with a colorful. So this one's gonna be for breast cancer, and then it's gonna be, yeah, and this one it should be purple. What
Right.
can you
It's
see? This
purple.
one should be purple. So that one's for domestic violence. So the question is, you know, how to price these because these sterling silver beads is not cheap. So
I gotta have one. So are you gonna post that on your Instagram page and Facebook page?
um
Are you still working on logistics for those?
we still working on because I don't know exactly, I mean, they are good size and they're a good weight compared to these. I'm not saying like these are cheap, but these are good affirmations, to, courage. I need that today. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if I look down, I'm like, okay, I need to have courage to do whatever,
I need to
then
show up
that's what it's
today.
there for. That's what this is for. Now
Hmm.
this is just, just a statement piece. I just don't know what she's thinking about pricing, but um, yeah, we're working on that one. But
Okay.
I do like it's a little bit heavier.
Hmm.
If you I don't know if you can hear it, but it's definitely a little bit heavier. It's a little bit more sturdier, and I love how she did just the one bead in the middle. I
Right.
don't know what it is, but I
It's
love it.
different, something different.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
Okay, Quality, they have a lot going on. So what's the future for Quality Day? I know we in 2020, and
Hmm.
what's 2021 looking like for Quality Day, even with, going through the pandemic and all? What 20 into 2020 going into 2021 look like for Quality Day right now?
With this whole pandemic, it's kind of pushing things back for me, which I don't like, because I really would like to have a facility. So I'm really trying to work on getting a facility to house them, because that's what they need right now. We are needing, more facilities, and even though, all these other shelters say they have availability, but it has restrictions to the availability that they have.
Right.
So that is our goal as of right now, is to try to get the funding or in kind of some sort of a building. Somebody just love me to deed
Okay.
and want to give me a building, like, we're gonna make it happen, because
Right.
we need to have somewhere for men and women to come that have been in a domestic violence situation, so we can get them taken care of, so they can get back into the society.
Right. Gotcha. So, before we leave, any last words that you have for our victims out there that may be sitting down at home and they're watching this and they may be in a situation, they're just not sure what to do, where to go, and how, and where to start at? What last encouraging words you have for them?
Leave. That's all I always say, that leave. If you know that you are being abused, it's not okay. And know that it's not okay. Um, you need to have someone that you could talk to, confide in. And
Right.
that might not be, your mama and sister and cousin. You might have to look outside of someone who actually genuinely care about, your well-being. So, give us a call, email us, message us. We're here. We're open 24 hours a day. Can you tell by the base? We're open 24 hours a day. So, just know that you have someone in Quality Day Foundation that, has your back.
Gotcha. Leave us with your contact information.
And let's see here. Contact information. So, because I use two different emails. So,
Give
if
us
you're
all of
needing,
them.
oh, okay, I'll love them. Okay. So, if you're needing help, so it's help at qualitydayfoundation.com is the email. And then if you need somebody to talk to, you can message me on Facebook at Quality Day Foundation, or you can uh, text me at 214-878-9656. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing about this phone. Let me keep it 100 with you. Don't play on my phone. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you
We
need me, I'm here for you. But if you calling to play on my phone, I wouldn't do
we only help and we only here to
it.
help, not
Right.
to play.
No,
We have
not
too
no
many
hollering. I'm trying to get the note. We not doing that.
we
Mm-mm.
have too many victims that's out there that needing help during this
Yes.
time. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
keep it 100 straight business, straight
Yes.
professional, and everything
Yes.
above.
Please and thank you.
So I want to say thanks, Kim, from coming on the journey back from domestic violence, talking about these things, and even sharing with us what you have going on with Quality Day, which I think is excellent because we need to also take care of these people because we have a lot of women that's out there and men that I'm learning. We have a lot of men that's just not talking up, that's going through
Mm-hmm.
these situations. And sisters, know that y'all not alone out here. You have sisters like me and Kim that's here, to talk. And like she said, sometimes we have to reach out to other people. All the time, family, all the time, friends don't understand. You have to
Mm-hmm.
reach out to people that have been in those shoes and that can
Mm-hmm.
help you get through this because you're not alone in this situation. Again, like I said all the time, and if you listen to any of my YouTube videos for Give a Sister a Hug, I say it all the time, you're not alone in no
Mm-hmm.
situation because I'm here. We here. So I want to say thanks for joining me, Kim, and thanks for taking time out your busy day to share this story with everyone. So, ladies, if you need help, make sure you reach out to Quality Day on Instagram at Quality Day Foundation, If you need help and you just in your neighbor in your city, or you can't get in contact, just hit the domestic violence number hotline up and get some help immediately. Don't stay. If you know you're in a situation and you have the means and the necessary, leave
Correct.
and make it happen. So
Make it
I just
happen.
want to say thanks again. Have a great
Thank you.
day. Thanks
You
for
too.
tuning in to the journey back from domestic violence. And I'm your girl, author Erica. Have a nice day. And you too,
Have a
Kim.
fabulous day. Have a quality day. Okay.